The same radical settlers who have used violence against Palestinians have used violence against an Israeli prime minister. The same. It is. It,
By the way.
Many things that are not true.
I'll finish, then I'm happy to answer the questions. I feel that if we don't do this, if we don't find a way of nurturing an American Zionist identity, which sees Israeli democracy as something you can struggle on behalf of, something you can be part of, that what we will have is not the uncritical Zionism that still exists in much of the major American Jewish organizations. It seems to me what we will have more likely is, in fact, an end to the era of Zionist consensus in the United States. It's important to remember that the era in which virtually all American Jews were Zionists is relatively recent. It's the product of 1948 and 1967. If you look at the first half of the 20th century, you find very, very, very powerful voices in the American Jewish community. In the Orthodox world, in the Reform world, the American Jewish Committee, many prominent American Jewish intellectuals who were, in fact, were non-Zionist or even anti-Zionist. It seems to me if we do not create a space for a critical Zionism, a Zionism of love of Israel that is critical of Israeli policies, what we will reap amongst many younger American Jews will be non-Zionism, and amongst an articulate minority, in fact, will be anti-Zionism. You know, there was this old line about the son recovering what the father wishes to forget about the grandfather. I think what we will see is a group of younger American Jews who, in fact, resuscitate the anti-Zionism that was very strong in the American Jewish community 100 years ago, before the existence of the State of Israel. The one-state binational solution of people like Martin Buber and Hannah Arendt and Albert Einstein flirted with in the 1940s. If we want to forestall that, if we want to preserve a Zionist consensus in the United States, which I very much do, it seems to me we have to create a space for people who see their liberal values as inconsistent with Israel's policies to still consider themselves Zionists. We have to nurture that. We have to tell them that they are within the tent. We have to tell them that they can, in fact, be lovers of Israel and lovers of the Zionist project without being lovers of the policies of the Israeli government. If we don't, it seems to me, what we will reap instead is a Jewish community that, in fact, is far more divided even than the one that we see today. A Jewish community in which the mainstream American Jewish organizations will be dominated more and more by Orthodox Jews who move them further and further to the right, more and more towards a Zionism of the land that is not feel any particular concern for Israel's liberal democratic character, and a large number of secular American Jews who feel very little connection to the State of Israel whatsoever, and a significant but highly articulate minority of younger secular American Jews who in fact start to argue more vocally for a one-state secular binational solution. It seems to me that will be a great tragedy. That's not the American Zionism that I would like to pass on to my children. It seems to me we can prevent it if we act. Thank you.
Did you want to bring the mics into the audience, or are we fine if people? Yeah. Questions? Rabbi Lemley.
I found your emphasis on the American Jewish community refreshing and important. That said, in the end, our attention is Israel. And I'm wondering how long or there's going to be if we're able to open things up in America, I think there's going to be some kind of playback into the Israeli state. But what's the cycle that you see
Sure. I mean, I think we should be humble as American Jews. We don't live in Israel. Ultimately, it will be Israelis who make the fundamental decisions about the future of their state. But we, both as American Jews and indeed just as Americans, are bound up with those decisions in many ways. I mean, America has formed a very, very strong alliance with Israel, one that I think has served by and large America very well. But our security interests and Israel's security interests in many ways are intertwined. If Israel makes decisions that are bad for Israel, those decisions will probably also be bad for the United States. And I think, frankly, the view of American Jewry that most Israelis see is in fact simply the monolithic view of American Jewish organizations that take the view that whatever the Israeli government does, we support it.